You'll probably want to put it back in later on today. Good morning to you. 6 o'clock as you start your Tuesday with us here on 13 Sunrise. Hope that your Monday was a good one. You know, a little warm, and we got more of that. But I don't know, the sunroof, you can't leave it up too open too long today.
I know. You would think that we would have a little cooler weather. My husband just got home from Florida, and he's like, what? Where's fall? He was like, I had that in Florida. I need the fall weather. I'm like, well, you're not getting it here all week. We are expected to be in the 80s.
Yeah, in the 80s and very warm. I guess our saving grace in this, ladies, is it's not oppressively humid.
Right.
So, well, and I know an oven doesn't have humidity either, but we are going to be well above average, not just today, but the rest of the week. And in fact, I wanted to show you just where we rank compared to everybody else. In fact, this is just an unseasonably warm week for most of the United States, the exception, these areas in blue, Albuquerque up towards Salt Lake and Seattle. But as we drill down here in Indiana, it's 57 this morning in Lafayette, already 64 here and 53 this morning in Bloomington. Let's get you caught up with that storm that we've been watching. That it was possible tropical cyclone, did not have the criteria for a tropical storm. It doesn't matter to anybody there. Some folks got over 13 inches of rain, and the rain keeps falling from Raleigh to Roanoke, from Asheville, North Carolina, to Somerset, Kentucky, and Richmond and Lexington this morning. That rain is light. Some of that will move into the southern part of Indiana, but I'm afraid we probably won't see much of anything here in Indianapolis. So if you are headed out to the airport, since outside of that stuff in the Carolinas, it's really basically dry over most of the country. 78 by the noon hour. We have a couple of delays this morning to San Francisco and Seattle. Everything else basically on time. And your forecast coming home later today, 85. Remember, these days keep getting shorter. Sunset tonight at 7:49. And this morning, you know, it's a good day for the construction crews. They're not battling any rain, at least.
Yeah, hopefully we can get this wrapped up. We've got some new construction on the northeast side as that 69 project continues. This is at 465. We do have some lanes that are restricted due to some overnight construction that's still ongoing. Should wrap up soon, though. But what you're looking at here, these are the southbound lanes of 465, basically where that ramp off of 69 southbound merges with 465 south, and that is creating a little bit of a slowdown. This is what that ramp looks like right here. You can still see we've got at least one lane that is restricted right now. So this is going to close again tonight, starting at 9 o'clock this evening. Should reopen by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning here on the northeast side, and then we have a lane that will be restricted again Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Something to keep in mind if your travel plans keep you on the northeast side.
Thank you, Lindsay. Well, new developments this morning. Metro Police are investigating what led to 4 people being shot overnight.
Yeah, this was just a few blocks away from the Children's Museum. So here's what we've learned. Investigators tell 13 News they are looking at multiple scenes in that area, spanning from 38th and Boulevard Place to 30th and Capitol. So we are working to learn if those scenes are possibly connected.
We do know all 4 victims are expected to survive. We have reached out to IMPD about a possible suspect or even a motive in the case, so we will pass along any new information as we learn more. And also this morning, Metro Police are investigating several street takeovers happening across Indianapolis.
So IMPD says that sometimes the streets were set on fire and masked men tried to attack officers. So they are issuing a stern warning. As Sia New Yorker is live downtown with the latest. And a lot of this, you got to see it to believe it, Sia. Good morning.
Good morning, Julia and Jalea. IMPD says officers were confronted by violent people. In fact, some of them, someone even shooting in the air near police officers as they tried to break all of this up. Now take a look. IMPD says over the weekend, they tried to break up 5 different street takeovers in 48 hours right here in Indy. Surveillance video from Emerson and English Avenue shows a large group pouring gasoline and oil on the road before setting it on fire. Minutes before cars could be seen doing donuts and spinning. When IMPD officers and Indiana State Police troopers arrived, the suspects, they say, threw baseball bats, cans of lighter fluid, and even fireworks at patrol cars. Luckily, no officers were hurt, but multiple cruisers were damaged. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey is issuing a stern warning.
It's difficult. there's some personal accountability and personal responsibility here. Don't do it. That's the key. Is that this is not illegal behavior. You don't get to do this type of behavior. You can't do it. So don't.
This morning, at least 7 people are under arrest, but police say they expect to make more arrests. They're asking anyone with information, especially those with social media videos, to come forward and talk with detectives. Reporting in downtown Indy, Sia New Yorker, 13 News.
Thank you, Sia. Well, this morning, the Uber driver accused in the murder of Shanti Dixon is facing several charges. Prosecutors believe Francisco Valadez raped and murdered Dixon before leaving her body on the southeast side of Indy. Last week, police found her body in a wooded area after her family reported her missing. Uber says Valadez has since been banned from the platform. Right now, we know he is being held without bond and is expected back in court in November. Well, in just a few hours, the man charged in the killing of a worker at the Indiana Convention Center will be in court. We're learning from court records the suspect, Brian Fulton, worked with the victim, Alan Gosnell, at the convention center. Right now, we know Fulton allegedly told police he attacked his victim last Wednesday because he worked for, quote, the CIA and was neutralizing a terrorist threat. Employees at the convention center helped police catch him.
Well, right now, we're working to see when the suspect allegedly involved in a deadly police chase will be in court. Brian Goodman is in police custody for leading Plainfield police on a chase at the end of last month, and it ended deadly. It started when police found him outside of a Plainfield restaurant, allegedly impaired, sitting inside of a car. Police chase after Goodman after they say he drove away. During the chase, a Plainfield officer hit an uninvolved car and killed 2 people inside. The couple, Barbara Williams and Benny Williams, both died. This morning, a man is pleading for drivers to pay attention on the road while he was hit while riding his bike.
We've heard this so many times, and unfortunately, a lot of times this ends up deadly, but miraculously, that wasn't the case in this accident, and all that was all caught on his bike camera. Matthew Foltz live downtown with the latest, but I guess those people did not stick around to see how he was, did they?
Julia and Jalea, they unfortunately did not, and they're pleading for that driver to come forward this morning. Jacob Morales, he's a big avid biker around the city, and usually he captures his ride with a candle that's attached to his handlebar. Well, that camera caught evidence of a hit and run that he was involved in over the weekend. Now, take a look at your screen. This is the video of Jacob Morales. You can see him riding down Brookside Parkway when a gold Chevy turns left and right in front of him, causing him to flip on top of that car. The windshield of the car is shattered, and miraculously, Morales was able to maneuver himself after getting off the car and jump right off. Now, again, all of that captured on his bike camera, including the car just driving off. With that extensive damage to the windshield, Morales says he just has a few cuts on his lower back from the glass. This crash follows a very bad month for pedestrian and bicyclist accidents right here in Indy. Over 100 people were hit by cars in the month of August, and it's a trend that Morales now worries as a biker.
The crash that happened here was completely preventable, and it's going to take dedicated funding to make sure that we design roads safely.
Now, bike and pedestrian safety is something we've covered pretty extensively here at 13 News. We do know city leaders have proposed a Vision Zero plan to help reduce pedestrian deaths over the next decade. Meanwhile, Morales is hoping that someone will come forward, and hopefully you recognize the person in that gold vehicle. Of course, anyone with any information is asked to give police a call. Jalea.
Thank you, Matthew.
I thought it was just one of the random houses, but then once I found out it was our next door neighbor, I was a little terrified.
She's talking this morning as she's found out that police at IU in Bloomington are now investigating a 4th reported sexual assault on campus just this month.
So last Friday night, students just like that one received an alert by phone from police, a reported rape at the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity house. The suspect is said to be a member of the fraternity. Investigators say that after that alert went out, a second person came forward about the same suspect. IU leaders tell us that person is now banned from the campus as investigators are working on a warrant for his arrest.
We know it takes a lot of courage for our victims to come forward and report these crimes, and so we want to be very clear with them that they are in complete control when they come to us. We are simply a resource for them.
Police also tell us they are investigating 2 other sexual assault reports from the university's residence halls. There are many resources available for students who feel they've been sexually assaulted and need help. We have all that listed for you right now at WTHR.com. Well, this morning, a Perry Township family is urging the high school to upgrade its anti-bullying policies. Those concerns come after an attack last Thursday on their son in school that put him in the hospital. Now, we are going to blur these pictures that show some of those injuries to the student. The family's attorney tells 13 News the student endured bullying right before the attack. The district says a school resource officer and other school personnel were able to step in and stop it. Attorneys argue students witnessed the attack and also took videos on their phones.
The violent atmosphere that's going on there is completely unacceptable, and this is a result of what happens when you allow that to continue, and it's got to stop.
The attorneys and family for the son say this attack would not have happened if there was a stricter anti-bullying policy in place at the school. Now they want the district to change it and increase supervision in all areas of the schools.
This morning, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is now in police custody, and the arrest comes after the entertainer has faced several lawsuits this year.
So what happens next in this bizarre case? We'll have that for you at 6:15.